Hey, welcome to the first installment of a new Frequently Asked Questions segment. I get a lot of questions on a regular basis that are repeated, whether it's in posts or people sending me direct messages, and I like to address all those things. So I thought I would create a series of these, each one dealing with a different topic, and I can just sort of refer people here when they come up, and hopefully that will help make Foley a little bit more accessible and interesting to everyone. So here we are. I would say the number one question that I get asked is, why does Foley exist at all? Why don't they just use the sounds that they recorded on set? Why do we have to do all this stuff after? So there are many reasons for this. First of all, sets can be noisy. You might be shooting on a construction site. You might be shooting at an airport. The lights could be buzzing. There could be all sorts of factors that contribute to the sound that they record there not being usable. The sound recordists on set are amazing at what they do, but sometimes things are beyond their control. So in those cases, the actors would actually come back to a post-production studio after and re-record their lines. That's called ADR. So they'd be in a booth or whatever, watching themselves on the screen, doing the scene that they did, and they would listen to the line and then re-record it along with themselves. When they do that, nothing is left from the original set recording, and we need to rebuild it from scratch. Now, even if it's not a particularly noisy set, the sound recordists on site are focused on getting the actors' dialogue as clear as possible, as they should be. And so everything else that they do, you know, hands in pockets, picking up money, putting a cup down on a table, etc., that stuff is not always recorded as clearly as it could be in a controlled environment when that was the priority. So that's what we do after in post-production is we'll go through and cover basically anything that the actors are touching or moving. Foley will go through and do a layer of that will sit kind of right on top of the originally recorded dialogue track and become part of the final film. And if it's done well, you will believe that what you are seeing and what you are hearing are the same thing. Another factor to consider is that a lot of times on set, the props that the actors are using are not real. The swords are probably rubber for sword fighting, so we need to add those sounds in after. And even the sets themselves may not be what they appear. So if somebody's walking on a marble floor, it may actually sound like plywood underneath because it was just built to appear like marble. So when we add a layer of nice hard marble, high-heeled footsteps, for instance, that helps sell the illusion of reality and make it more believable. So one final thing to consider is if a film is sold internationally, sometimes they'll do subtitles and use the original score, soundtrack, dialogue, everything. But other times it'll be dubbed into another language, and if they do that, let's say it's sold in Germany, they will hire German actors to redo the voices of all the characters for all the scenes. Now when that happens, that means you're not using any of the originally recorded track on set, and so you're just left with the voices and the music. So that's a very important time to have Foley be there because it helps add a layer of realism to the whole film. And obviously all the sound effects and everything that were cut in on the original version will be used for that as well. So I hope that this has been helpful. If you have any other questions that you think might be relevant for part of this Frequently Asked Questions series, please post them below, and I'll be sure to consider them for future segments. Also, if you're not subscribing, please subscribe, Thank you. I really appreciate all the support, and I look forward to doing more of these videos soon. Thanks.